Hi. For those who may be visually impaired today, I'm Lauren Cunningham, and I am of medium build, medium height, with black and gray shoulder-length hair and light skin color, wearing glasses and a dark sweater with dark pants. So take a moment and recall the last time you learned something so impactful that you realized you would never be able to look at the world the same way again. For me, it was sitting in a presentation where neuro-inclusion champion J.P. Price described her own neuro distinctions and how they've impacted her educational and professional journeys. In that moment, I felt like I better understood myself, and I better understood so many interactions with loved ones, students, and colleagues. And for whatever reason, call it ignorance, call it blindness, call it head down tenure track, which is what I call this photo right here. I had never stopped to think about how I could be making small changes in my classroom to create a more neuro-inclusive environment for my neuro-distinct students. Say that 3 times fast. While some of our colleagues and students in our classrooms come to us with official diagnoses and SDS accommodations, just as many, if not more, have neurodistinctions that haven't officially been diagnosed yet. And once I saw that, I couldn't unsee it. So from this image, I want you to imagine a student sitting in your class who seems to be staring at the wall during class. Are they ignoring me? Or are they reducing the number of sensory inputs so that they can actually focus on what I'm trying to say? Imagine I've just given my graduate students an unstructured task, and this is what I get in return, 2 really different deliverables. One of these may be more in line with my expectations than the other. For the student less in line with my expectations, did they just ignore my instructions? Are they not as good of a student? Or imagine this maze. What if those 2 students saw my unstructured task instructions and chose 2 very different paths? After all, regardless of neurodistinctions, all of our brains think and work very differently. So let's use the same mindset for thinking about how I organize my classes. Do students have to track my course's deadlines and assignments across different communication channels? Canvas, email, in-class announcements. You know, you've clicked the last slide and you say, hold on, one more thing, as they're already packing up their bags. Is this unnecessarily making students juggle multiple platforms? And is that putting students who already struggle with executive functioning skills at an even greater disadvantage? At that point, I'm no longer assessing their course-specific knowledge. I'm assessing their executive functioning skills. And if that's not part of my course's learning objectives, is that really fair? I could keep going, but I think you get the point. And the point is that if we educate ourselves on the needs and feelings of our neurodistinct students, we can better empathize with how they experience our classrooms. And lucky for me, I quickly learned that others in the Haslam College of Business were also asking these kinds of questions. We formed an informal working group to better understand what can we be doing to improve neuro-inclusivity in our own classrooms and work environments, and what can we do to encourage our colleagues to ask these same questions so that we can improve neuro-inclusivity in business higher ed more broadly. One of the first things we talked about was employer expectations, because we wanted to ensure that we were setting students up for success. So when should something like executive functioning skills be a part of the assessment? And when can it be separated so that we're only assessing the student's knowledge and understanding of the material? We quickly realized that while some things in our classroom are purposely designed to help students with the skills they need in the modern workplace, so for example, we've got case studies and simulations to give our students hands-on practice with critical thinking and problem-solving skills. If we're being honest with ourselves, there were a lot of things we were doing purely because that's how we had done it before or how we had been taught, such as requiring that specific assignments had to be submitted in a specific format, versus letting students pick the format that better aligns with their individual personal skill sets. So what are we doing now? What's the positive in all this? We're trying to get the word out to other Haslam College of Business colleagues. We've done presentations at faculty meetings. We're trying to get instructors to think about their syllabi and their course design. We want them to ask this question: when I design this class in this specific way, who might be excluded, and how can I invite that person back in? We're emphasizing that instructors can take small steps with a +1 attitude. So don't feel pressured to revamp an entire class. Instead, make one new small change. For example, posting slides before class can level the playing field for students with different processing speeds. We worked with Haslam College of Business's Technology Enhanced Education Group to have a LEAP session on accessibility, neurodiversity, and universal design for learning. We've also been attending other trainings on campus. Like earlier today, there was a great training offered by TLI. My favorite part about working with this group is that we all came to this space with open minds and a genuine desire to be curious, to learn more, and to do better. So that's us high-fiving each other. And I wanted to give a shout out to the other Haslam College of Business faculty and staff who have been in this working group to thank them for pushing for more neuro-inclusive environments on campus. And in the Haslam College of Business, several of them are here with us tonight. I'm sure that there's several people in this room today or later watching this online who are truly experts in psychology and education and pedagogy. Please know that never in my life have I felt more imposter syndrome than trying to learn and do more in this area. We would welcome your advice. So here, who's ready to join us in making a more neuro-inclusive environment at UT?